Wonderful. Isn't it wonderful? But none of it's for me. It's for the real stars and the real idols that we've got here this morning. David Cassidy, you're one of them.
Am I?
Yeah.
Oh.
Can you remember what it was like 15 years ago when you were at Heathrow?
I vaguely remember those things. You know, I'll be honest with you and tell you that I've talked a lot about my experiences being, quote-unquote, an idol and being a teen idol, which is probably worse than just being an idol, because I think people tend to, when they pigeonhole you as a teen idol, there is no credibility there. And for somebody who starts off, as I did, as an actor and as a singer, and somebody who was well on his way to being successful as an actor, I, in the course of my career, did a pilot for a television series where I sang. And from it came records, and my career took a real, very sharp left-hand turn. I, unlike, I think, some people that are, have that as their goal, to be an Elvis, to be like Elvis, to be like the Beatles, to be like Dylan. I was very serious about doing what I am now back to doing, which is acting.
So all that happened to you wasn't something you planned,
no,
hoped for, it just happened?
It happened.
How did
to
it
me.
affect your life at the time?
Oh, well, it obviously, I mean, I paid a tremendous personal price for it. Because,
in what way?
Well, the, how getting in and out of hotels through the kitchens and on trays and being wrapped up in blankets and being thrown in the boots of cars.
Wasn't that exciting? There's an element where
oh,
that
it's
must be
tremendously exciting. You can only imagine just how the aroma of 3-day-old shellfish is.
That's all supposed to be glamour. Or is it that bad? But
you all came up with the elevator here, right? Yeah.
You're not supposed to tell people about it. We try to keep it a secret. You came up with the same one too, didn't you?
I got in that lift, yeah.
So it's not all glamour then?
No, as a matter of fact, it's not a glamorous life at all. It's a very empty, it's a very lonely, isolated existence because people are constantly trying to get to you. So you must find a way to protect yourself, not just physically but emotionally and mentally. And what you find yourself doing is being further and further and further away from society and pushing people away. You suspect everybody because you don't trust their motives.
So it changed your personality and the way you dealt with people?
I became terribly paranoid. In fact, I still get accused of being rather paranoid because I'm still suspicious, and I still get people who give me this great song and dance about why they've lost their dog and why they're at my door at 2 o'clock in the morning. And there's a part of me that wants to go, oh, you have? Let me help you. And I go, I'm not so sure about this. What kind of a dog was it? How old are you? You know,
You're interrogating.
I tend to be very suspicious. Sometimes I'm right. Yeah. Sometimes.
We're going to have you interrogated. Give me my mic. We've got fans here of David, haven't we? We've got, yeah? Are you? I want a fan first. Want a fan? Come on then. Go on, love.
The thing is, I interviewed David Cassidy. I interviewed David when we did I think the boat trip, the Partridge family.
Oh yeah.
We went to Mexico or somewhere. Forgotten.
Oh yes, that's right. That boat trip.
And what would you say about it?
No, and you know.
Oh, you're claiming. Yes, your claim to fame. You interviewed him there.
I've interviewed quite a few people in
okay.
20 years.
However,
David Cassidy was one of those I interviewed, and I just wanted you to say that having come from a theatrical family, his father was the great Jack Cassidy, and his mother is stepmother Shirley Jones. He handled it marvelously.
Thank you.
And you know, I was very impressed. I still am very impressed.
Thank you very much. That's the illusion.
You're a fan?
Yes.
What do you think of him?
He's great.
Do you think he's still great, sitting
yes,
down now?
He still
you met him before?
Yes.
You have?
Yes.
We've got another fan, haven't we, of David Cassidy's? Have you ever met him?
No, I never met him.
Well, we can quickly.
Hang on, I'm going to bring you in. Do you want to meet him? Come meet him.
Hi there. Would you like to come
Why don't
sit
you
down?
sit down?
Hi.
Hi.
I'm Monica.
Monica.
Yeah.
Sit down, Monica.
Thank you.
Tell me your life story, will you?
He's done this before.
In about 30 seconds. You come from London?
No, from Vienna.
From where?
From Vienna, Austria.
Vienna. Ah.
Yeah.
Are you in town to see Time?
Yes.
Oh, you are? Tonight?
No.
Oh.
I've been to the theater on Saturday.
Oh, you came
and
on Saturday?
I will be on Wednesday.
Oh, great.
And he wasn't there, was he? He was ill.
Yeah.
I was ill
Yeah,
on
you
Friday.
were ill on Friday.
Yeah.
I've seen the show too.
He's doing it on the telly. What do you think of him now? You're sitting face to face.
Yeah, really.
Is he
Really
great?
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much.
We've
It's a
got
pleasure
people
to
here
meet
who
you.
have to deal with
Thank you for
fans,
coming.
don't we? have them at the door. What do you have to do when you've got
You can
fans
sit
like
there,
that?
go back there if you feel more comfortable.
Depending on how they act, I mean, the fan over there seems very calm at the moment. She'll probably go into one a bit later on when we're off the air.
Go into one?
Go into one, yeah.
What do you mean, go into one?
She'll start cracking up and crying and wanting to scratch his eyes out, I suppose, because she's never been with him.
Are you going to do all this, Monica? Are you listening to what he's saying about you?
I didn't listen to it.
He says that
Sorry.
when we fit in an hour's time, when all this, when you realise what you've done, you're going to start wanting to scratch his eyes out.
She's probably want to rip his clothes off, really. No, I work at the Hammersmith Odeon, and I've been there for 7 years now, working full-time as a security guard on the backstage door. When we do get the fans, they the things they do to try and get backstage to see their idols is unbelievable.
It is unbelievable.
What kind of things?
What do they promise you?
They don't promise me nothing. They,
What
they want to promise the band a few things. They do go in.
Have we got some fans
sexually.
here that
Perks
do
of
that?
rock and
We've got
roll.
fans here that do it.
I do it all the time.
What do you do all the time?
Get backstage.
What
Get
for?
in free all the time.
Why?
Why? Well, because you can pose with your backstage pass. That's one of the reasons, and you know, then you can boast about it afterwards. But no, it's just fun.
Boast
It's
about
just
what?
being backstage. You know, you can come out the door and start screaming, "No pictures," and fool all the little girls, you know, who haven't got any idea of what they're doing.
Have you got an idea of what you're doing?
I'm a seasoned ligger.
Seasoned what?
Ligger.
Ligger. What's a ligger?
Ligger, somebody who gets everything for nothing.
Do you know the word ligger,
No,
David?
I've never heard of it.
You've never heard of
Tell me that
What-
again. Say
Wouldn't we,
you were a
wouldn't we have
seasoned-
what? It's a nightclub. What does she mean, a groupie? Is a groupie the same expression?
No, not
Same
really.
meaning.
Well, no, not
You get
really.
it
I
everywhere
mean,
for nothing.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
just to hold on to a ligger is someone that bullshits their way through things really, and they as she says, they get into everywhere for nothing just
Oh,
by
you're in show business.
thinking.
Oh, of course.
Are you,
Do you do a lot of
are you
this
part of
too?
show business too?
No, I'm trying though.
You're trying?
Yes, I'm trying to be a page 3 girl, and I hope everyone who's got anything to do with that sees this program.
You want to be a page 3
Gives me a
girl.
chance.
Don't
Yes.
ask what that means. Don't ask what that means. We don't want any demonstrations. It's a good family show. We've got other people here who are fans of living idols, haven't we, Lynn?
Yes.
Who's your idol?
Barry Manilow.
Why?
Because I think he's a special person.
Why is he
He's got
special?
Well, he's talented. He's nice. He's got his nice person, but it's mostly his music. He's a talented man.
Have you met him?
Yeah, lots of times.
Is he in real life as you think he would be before you met him? Does he live up to your expectations?
Yes, he did actually. He's quite a humble sort of person, really. I mean, he isn't a big superstar. He doesn't think of himself as a big superstar. He thinks of himself as an ordinary person, and he likes to do ordinary things, the same as I'm sure David Cassidy does. And he likes to be treated by fans as friends. He likes to think of them as his friends.
So you really do idolise him?
Absolutely.
I mean, he's not just a kind of entertainment figure, but
The
somebody
same
you
way
like
I
as a
idolise
person.
my children.
Same
It's
way.
that sort of idolisation.
How much of your life does this take? How much
well,
of your thinking
I suppose I'm in a
time?
very fortunate position because I work for him. So,
That's work for. I mean, that sounds
so I
like
do spend a lot of my time.
anybody else who idolises somebody that's kind of like a David Cassidy.
Could
or
I ask
Barry
a question
Manilow
about
is
that, though?
Yes,
He's
sure.
asking all the
About,
questions.
well,
Yeah, do you want to walk around with this?
As a matter of fact,
no,
I,
you might. You
I
might.
do want your
You might.
job. No, you said it's kind of like idolizing. It's kind of like the way I feel about my kids. It's interesting because I read a quote in America about Barry Manilow that people, his fans, have a tendency to be middle-aged women who want to mother him.
Do you want to smack in the mouth?
I read a quote. I didn't create that, okay? I read a quote about him.
But you don't believe it, David, of course.
Of
Hang
course
on,
I
You're not,
don't.
hang
you're
on,
not
I've got
saying
some.
I'm
I'm
middle-aged.
not- I wasn't-
David, come on, you've got a
It's
comment
not
here.
actually people who want to mother him. I mean, a lot of Manilow fans would actually like to sleep with him, and that's very much to do with what being a Manilow fan is about. I've met hundreds of Manilow fans,
Not as
and
many as I've
they
met, I've met thousands.
dream about him. He's often been the cause of divorces.
Right.
He's actually substituted for husbands so that women who are sleeping with their husbands actually get themselves sexually aroused because they imagine that it's Barry. And
You're saying that idolisation is
he-
sexual.
You know what they say
Yeah,
about
so
men being
very
nosy?
sexual.
very, very, very often it is, yeah.
Well, we've got people here who idolise the living, but we've also got some people who actually idolise the dead, don't we? Come on down, girls.
I wanna be loved by you, just you. No,
You can applaud. You can applaud.
I wanna be loved by you alone.
You don't have to be told that Lionel Blue says you look lovely. Now, if the rabbi says you look lovely, you look lovely.
Well, I'm really dazzled.
Go on, Lionel.
I'm really absolutely dazzled. If they all turned up on a synagogue platform, I don't know what to do. Thank God the Day of Atonement's ended.
Do you want to? You can hire them. Do you want to go to the synagogue platform this weekend, girls? Tell me, who won the Marilyn Monroe lookalike?
I did.
You did. So you're the one that looks most like Marilyn. Why do you do it? She was dead before you were born. Money. Oh, that's a terrible answer. Why? Why Marilyn Monroe?
Because she is the sex symbol, I think.
Is that what you're thinking? No. Come on then.
I just think she's a very courageous woman, the way that she always smiled for the public, like when she came out from the hospital after having a miscarriage. She smiled, always waved to people, however bad she was feeling inside, she was always happy.
Yeah.
You know, it didn't matter what people did to her, she always came back fine.
How do you know all this? How old are you?
I'm 23. I've read 26 books.
26. Marilyn,
Yes.
But Marilyn Monroe was dead, presumably, before you were
Yeah,
born.
she died the year before I was born.
So what got you started on Marilyn Monroe?
Well, my mum had the Norman Mailer book. I just found it. I just started looking at the pictures. And I just became like fascinated with her.
Do you actually feel, any of you, like Marilyn Monroe? Do you start to believe that you are her? You what?
I said,
Why-
I hope not.
Why no, hope not? You dress like her. You want to identify with her. Why
Well, I
don't
wouldn't
you?
like her life.
You wouldn't like
No,
her.
it's pretty sad, isn't it?
Girls, thank you very much. I think we deserve another round of applause. Would you like to sit down? Would you like to sit down? Thanks. We've got other people here. We've got Presley fans, aren't we? Where are all the Elvis Presley fans? Tell me why. You're going to have to let me get through the aisle, though. Why Elvis Presley?
Well, he's just the greatest singer of my generation. I've been an Elvis fan for 31 years.
What is it you idolise about him? The singing?
The first time I ever heard of Elvis was through records, so it was the voice initially, and then, as you know, I got older and I followed his career. I went to see him in concert in Vegas, and you get to see a bit more of Elvis on stage. You get to get the real man, and he just seemed, you know, part of the family.
Did you go to Gracelands this year?
I've been to Graceland for the last 5 years, but I've only been through it once.
You've been there. Barry, did you go?
No, I didn't.
Why? You're a Presley fan, aren't you?
Yes, I am.
Why didn't you go?
I don't have the courage to go. I like to remember him the way that I saw him in New York in 1956. And I think if I walked up the driveway at Graceland, it would destroy my Elvis for me.
Why? Because of the way he died with drink and drugs and all the rest, you mean?
No, because Elvis lived a very, very hard life. Anybody who's in show business will tell you it's a very hard life. It isn't all luxury and big fast cars. There's stress and pressure. And it is an entirely different life to a normal everyday life.
How can you idolise a man, put it to both of you, that died the way he did, kind of it's said, full of drink and drugs and an egomaniac?
Because he was unique. There will never ever be another Elvis Presley. There will never ever be another Marilyn Monroe. Everybody who is in pop today probably owes something to Elvis Presley. Samantha Fox owes a great deal of Samantha Fox to Marilyn Monroe because she was the first.
Other people here who actually idolise the star that's dead. I can see we've got Humphrey here, haven't I?
It's not going to joke, kid.
Do you need telling who he is?